Here we go. Hello, good afternoon. I tell you what, today. I haven't been out today. You know when I come on here and I kind of like always moaning about it's cold in the UK and also like all I've been doing today, I've been having like meeting after meeting after meeting today. And I tell you what, I haven't been out. But in here, I sneakily went out. I went to the loo. Then all of a sudden, I thought, oh, turn up the heating on. And so that's what I did. I put the heating up because it's freezing over here in the UK at the moment. Anyway, thank you very much. I've had a lovely weekend. I'll tell you what, I loved the weekend. And I'd like to thank all the Elvis ETAs out there for putting that charity event on for me. That was a really good. We raised some money, but the trouble is, it doesn't matter. It got out there. The message got out there about mental health, and thank you very much for all the Elvis ETAs. Now, I have got Aaron Smith today, and he's an Elvis ETA. Look, I've heard him several times, so I thought, I've got to get him on the show and everything. Actually, you contacted me first, didn't you?
I did. I did. Yes, sir.
How did you hear about me then? Because I know that my show and all that lot, it's all spread all over the place, but how did you hear about me?
I saw an interview you did with John Cobb,
All right, yeah.
and I had talked with him, and looked up your podcast, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful program you have.
Thank you very
So,
much. Thank you.
I
Thank you
was
for contacting me.
absolutely.
Um, so you're an Elvis ETA.
Yes,
Um,
sir. Yep.
tell everybody about yourself.
Well, I am 26 years old. I am from Appleton, Wisconsin, USA. I've been doing my Elvis tribute professionally for about 4 years. Non-professionally, I say, since I was like probably 5 or 6.
All right.
So I love the guy ever since I can remember. So just fantastic. And like the 70s, 70s is what I dig when it comes to my stage show and my group on stage. I like the over extravagant, flamboyant, over the top with the capes and all that. So I've been doing that for about 4 years. Was in Memphis in 2017, and fortunate enough to go to Graceland and meet George Klein before he passed away, which was
Hmm. I was
surreal.
gonna come. I was gonna come and say all this about Graceland and everything. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
So, why did you come? Why did you actually come an Elvis ETA?
Well, I would probably say 15, 16, 16 professionally.
Okay, and why?
Because, well, first of all, I loved Elvis's music. I thought it was just so incredible how someone can not only, be a musician, but can be loved in Germany and the UK and China and Spain. And just, he really, he's the king of rock and roll, but to me, he's the king of music.
Yes,
He,
yes. Amen to that. Amen. Um, and so you've been to Graceland. Have you been? So you've been to Graceland, yeah? What's it like?
yes.
I've never been there. What's it like?
It was surreal for me because in the pictures and the postcards you see it looks big. It was big for the 1950s, but it's a mansion, but it's not huge. But when you walk in the door, you're expecting him to come down the steps, because it's frozen in 1977. So it's so surreal for me, and it's emotional for any Elvis fan. But it's cozy. It's not cold like you'd think a big star's home, but then it was built in the 50s, so it's going to be a little smaller, but it was just surreal. Everything from the jungle room to the pool room and the state of the art technology the man had in the 70s. I mean,
Excuse me for a minute. Excuse me for a minute. Oh, thanks. Sorry.
no, that's okay. That's okay.
So, go on, carry on. Go on.
The technology at the time, the jungle room, he had 4 TV sets, and it's so surreal because, you think of it as vintage technology. And I mean, his idea was to have 4 TVs so he could watch all the different late night programs at the time. So he could have Carson and the BBC, and he could have, all these different shows on at once. But, Elvis got what he wanted. So
Of course
that
he
was,
did. Of course he did. But do you think, I always ask, I don't know if you've seen many of my shows and everything, but I always ask ETAs to be truthful to me. And, I ask some stupid questions. Now, please, in this interview, if you feel that I'm going over the top, all right, do not answer. I'm just saying I don't want to answer it and nothing like that, okay? So,
sure, absolutely.
do you think honestly that the people who's with Elvis Presley, who was working with Elvis Presley, do you think it was money related? It was only money, not about Elvis. It was just money.
In the later years, I'd have to say yes. I would
Yeah,
have to say absolutely. He had maybe 1 or 2 real true friends, but I'd say that later group definitely seemed to, what they could take from him. Absolutely.
yeah. Because I remember when Elvis bought everybody a watch,
Yep.
right? I don't know if you remember that one.
Hmm.
And all of a sudden there was 2 people he didn't buy watches for, or was it one? I can't remember. But one of them got jealous and went off to the press.
I
Yeah, do you
vaguely
remember that?
remember that
Do you remember
story.
that?
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say to you is this: that I'm a big Elvis fan. I don't, I just don't get Elvis ETs on there. I get all sorts of people on here. But coming from like a Elvis fan's point of view, I think Elvis was well used by certain IE friends. You know what I mean?
I would have to agree with you. In that later years, I mean, I don't know if you've heard of the that story where he was giving the rings out for Christmas, and he did that one guy didn't get one, and Elvis joked with him and gave him a McDonald's coupon, but he ended up getting him, a ring and a car. But you
Yeah, yeah.
know,
He bought him a ring and a car, didn't he?
yep.
Yeah. And that same bloke actually went to the press, got a story, and made a lot of money out of Elvis.
Hmm.
Then he got sacked or something, didn't he? So, but what I'm trying to say is this: that so you go out. Do you go to? So you go to? Do you go to a lot of venues
Yes,
when you
yeah.
can?
When I can, yeah, I love to be in Memphis and get around all the ETAs and all the different other groups, because there's shared tribute artists and there's different, but yeah, we like to get out there, and surprisingly the audiences are really mixed. It's not strictly old people and it's not strictly young people. You get people from 5, you get people who are 60, which is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Do you like? Do you like singing Elvis songs? And do you?
Oh, I love it.
Do
I
you?
love it. I love it. I say it's better than going to the gym and working out. You do Suspicious Minds 8 times, you're set for the week.
Yeah, yeah. Many people don't like Suspicious Minds. So I love it. But many, and I was told the other day, I was surprised. Elvis didn't even like singing Suspicious Minds sometimes, did he?
No, and I want to say 73, 74, 75 when he was playing at the Hilton. He got tired of it because he did 2, I think it was 2 or 3 engagements. I think he did a breakfast show, a midnight or breakfast show, dinner show, midnight show. And I'm sure after that repetition, that kind of gets old, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, let's get back to you. So, with you then, so I think you've been going now for, is it about 5, 6 years, or have I got
No,
it wrong?
no, you're right. You're
Yeah,
absolutely
right.
right.
So you've
5
been
or 6
going,
professionally. Yeah.
yeah, professionally. Because before, is that professionally?
Yeah. No, before I was just doing it for here and there for gigs and for fun, but I hadn't like I don't want to say training. I want to say got the experience of what it was like to just to do it with the stage wear and a band and that sort of thing.
Okay, okay, good, good, good. So with the coronavirus, then, have you? What's it been like? Not what's it been like when we got the coronavirus around?
It's been difficult because I can't travel. I can't do concerts. I'm sure it's the same thing over there. It's we can't have large people packed into a place. So I've just been kind of reaching out to people on social media and chatting with them and keeping my feelers out there. But I haven't been performing. No, I've been talking to the other entertainers, but I haven't been on stage.
Yeah, yeah, it's so difficult, isn't it, when you're not on stage and you're not singing because you want to go out there and sing, and
You miss it. You absolutely miss the
yeah,
interaction.
you do miss it, don't you?
It's
Yeah,
hard because even on my personal side of life, I like people. I like being around people. I like talking. So I'm very extroverted. So I miss that.
yeah, yeah. Because that's what Elvis was, of course, wasn't he? He was extrovert, Elvis.
Very.
Um, do you think when you go out there, what's your favorite Elvis song?
That would probably be Promised Land or CC Rider.
Right, okay then. And what's your favorite Elvis film?
Oh gosh.
I'll get
That's the
many.
way that's the way it is. That's the
That's
way it
the way
is.
it is. Okay, okay. Not Blue Hawaii or what else was it? What did
I think Viva Las
Elvis Presley?
Vegas. There was Viva Las Vegas, and I think there was Girls, Girls,
Yeah,
Girls.
yeah, yeah,
There's so many. I
yeah,
feel bad
yeah,
that he got trapped in that, though. In my opinion, during the time of him making all those movies, I feel like he was trapped in those movie contracts.
Do you think so?
I do. I think Colonel Parker, got him in all those movie contracts, and he wanted to get out. From what I've heard, he wanted to do that '68 special and start doing concerts again because they
Yeah,
just got kind of corny. The films and tracks. It
yeah,
just
yeah. I think Colonel Parker used. I think Colonel Parker used Elvis. To tell
I
you the truth.
I don't know 100%, but I've heard that in the later years when he played Vegas, he used him because he was gambling at the casinos at the
I say he was
Hiltons.
in debt when he got into debt.
And the Hiltons booked Elvis cheaply.
Yeah,
I think if they would have booked him much higher, people still would have wanted to see him. But I think that was partially Colonel book him cheap so Colonel can pay off the debt with the casino, and all these women and their husbands can go see a show for like $35 plus dinner.
yeah, yeah. What do you think about said about getting to Elvis? What do you think about Lisa Marie in the earlier days, marrying Michael Jackson?
I don't know if her dad would have liked that, to be honest with you, but I think I don't know what that was about. I really don't. I don't know if that was a publicity thing. I know Priscilla, I don't think was too pleased with that choice at such a young age.
Yeah, yeah. Because all the because of all the kind of like rumors about him at time too, and things like that, and all of a sudden Lisa Marie gets kind of like tied up with Michael Jackson to marriage, which
Well, for me, that's just crazy because I know when Elvis was alive, Elvis did buy Lisa a Michael Jackson or a Jackson 5. It was some sort of a Jackson record, and he didn't want to listen to it, but he just bought it for her to listen to. But he wasn't a big fan of the Jackson 5 in the '70s, so
yeah, he wasn't a big fan of the Jacksons altogether. Elvis wasn't.
no,
Uh,
he
you know,
liked the
he,
Beatles over them.
yeah, yeah, of course, oh yeah, he did. But the trouble is, also, let's get back down to the time. So the COVID at the moment is kind of like for you, really, it's kind of like stopped what you're doing.
Very
So
much so.
So you can't do very much at the moment. So what is your plans in the future then?
I was I'm well I was we were planning on Memphis this year, the big thing that they do, but that got canceled. So just reworking things at a or not logistics, at like a venue standpoint, because it's like one thing gets to go and then that's pushed back. So it's playing it by ear, really, because all the different states in the U.S. are doing different lockdowns. So it's like there's not really an easy way to be like, okay, I'm going to play Virginia, or okay, I'm going to play, because next week it could be a different thing with their governors when it comes to lockdowns and rules. So,
yeah, what's your most embarrassing moment on stage?
Ooh.
No, don't lie.
I'm glad you asked that, because I'm not going to sugarcoat it at all. I'm not one to be like, oh no. I was playing and I had the Madison Square Garden outfit on. It's the blue press conference outfit with the kick pleats, and I was doing Suspicious Minds, and my pants split right down the side on stage during the performance, not once but twice, doing that same song. That would have to be my most embarrassing moment, having my bass player stand kitty corner to me and me not moving a lot during that song was really strange, because so that would be my most embarrassing moment on stage in front of a live audience.
Do you know what I was interviewing somebody the other day, and they were in Memphis doing a concert or something, and he was on stage, and there was a bloke underneath the stage repairing something, and the concert was going on.
Okay.
And apparently, this bloke, an engineer or something, touched the switch, and it was a trap door.
Oh.
So he went through the trap door.
There's no take two on that, I bet.
I bet it wasn't. So that's. But I always ask everybody, what's their most embarrassing moment? You know what I mean? What's the highest? Sorry. What's the highest? What's what's the highest audience that you played in?
The biggest?
Yeah, go on.
Probably got Memphis singing there. That was it was mixed, because I was surprised to see so many people from different parts of the U.S. there.
Yeah. Good. So, have you ever been to Sun Records?
I have. I did go to Sun Records, Sun Studio, while I was there to tour it, to see what it was like. And that was cool. That was really cool.
Tell me about it. What was it like?
It was amazing. I had never been before. I'd seen the movies. I saw, like $1 Million Quartet, and all those the 50s ones. But you walk in and it's so frozen in time. I mean, they had a tour guide, and I wasn't in my stage clothes. I was just in my normal clothes. They brought us in there, and I was standing, and she was telling us about Marian Kaiser, the lady who, the secretary, and Johnny Cash, and all these other stars that had recorded in there. And she's like, hey, could you do a reenactment of the 50s? You're the perfect 50s Elvis. And this is like bedhead, like the heat, I wasn't dressed, and I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll do it. So she got the old 1950s microphone, brought it out for me, and had me stand on they have a black X on the floor where he stood and where he recorded That's All Right Mom, Blue Suede Shoes. And I did a little reenactment of from what I knew 50s Elvis would do, and it went over well, and I was honored. I was shocked that she's like, hey, would you do this for this group of people? But I was shocked and honored to reenact Elvis in Sun Studios in Memphis, where it all began. I mean, where it just, but it's surprising how frozen in time a lot of these places are. It's like walking back in 1956, and it was so just amazing that they have all the equipment still, and that they're still making records there today.
Are they?
They are. You can book a time slot and you can record with the equipment that he used at the time, and make a
Because
record there.
I was told even the microphone is still there.
The microphone
Yeah,
is still there.
yeah,
It
yeah,
is,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
works.
And it works. God, after all this time. Um, do you ever think about putting a single out or an album out yourself?
I do. I do. I've thought about actually maybe possibly writing some of my own music as well. Because my music inspirations, for my age, my parents are always like, "How did you get the music inspirations?" And my music inspirations probably would be, Whitney Houston, Harry Styles, David Bowie, Elvis. That's so. Yeah, I have thought about writing my own music, some of my own music, and mixing some Elvis stuff in there.
Yeah, yeah. So if Elvis was alive today, what would you say to him?
Oh gosh.
If you had the opportunity, right, to meet him, so you're meeting him and you go, right, Aaron, you're meeting Elvis Presley in 5 minutes and your head's ticking, tick, 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 tick. Oh, and all of a sudden you're want to answer him the 1 million question. What would it be?
Oh gosh. First of all, what would be your message for younger entertainers? That would be my question. What would be your message for the younger entertainers? If you had one thing of advice, that would be my question for sure. Because if I feel like if he was alive today, he'd be doing something like The Voice, or that sort of thing, being like a guest host on something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think if he was alive today, I don't think we have the. I ain't supposed to say it really, but the the. What can I say to be polite? The crap music we got today.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
say it as it is. Sorry, but that's the way
No,
it
you're
goes.
right. You're right. You're absolutely right. I think a lot of the entertainers now have it too easy because they don't have to have talent to make a record. They can just fix it and auto tune it. And, I don't think a lot of the stars have an appreciation for good music, for where
Yeah.
music came from.
You go this. You go on the voice. What do you have to good day up good on the voice? Oh well, you've got to have a voice, and you've got to have a story, isn't you?
That's right. Well, nowadays I feel like too many stars just make up a story that's relevant so they can stay on social media and that they can stay relevant.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's like Donald Trump, wasn't it, the other day when there was a thing up about him. He was in the Lakers rink and rowing a boat and all that, and he sunk as a rank. And
Jeez.
what was it? Something Donald Duck come behind us a bit, wasn't it? Donald Duck, and and he said, "Get up, get up, get up! What are you sinking?" He said, "I'm sinking in votes." Something to get. That's what it was a story about him. But what?
I see, and that's the one thing, I will say, about a lot of you get my. I'm not a rap fan. I'm not. I like country. I like pop, but I feel like the younger generation isn't able to learn what good music is because what's being put out is this mainstream. I guess I don't want to say
But
crap, but crap. You're right.
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't understand rap. My wife, right? She had because she had I didn't, but she had kind of like sons and daughters and everything that were younger who was involved in that. You know what I mean? So I said to her, I say, "Who the bloody hell's that? What's this sort of music?" She said, "It's rap." And I say to her, "Okay, let's do rap." Oh, I went down the road. I was bold. You know, it was winter. It was cold. Oh
Oh,
yeah. Oh yeah. You know, what is this? A load of shit. Things like that, But the stuff, hey, I don't care. I talk my mind. I talk my
I
mind,
like it though.
and that's what people. That's why people love me. No, that's why people, like me. But what I'm trying to say is this, right? Music today out there today is a load of crap, right? I love. Yes, I do. I love Bowie. Yes, I do love Bowie. I do love all the '60s music. I play a lot of '60s music on my radio. My radio site. I play a lot of Elvis. I do all sorts. But there's comes to a point when you watch people on television, they think they can sing, right? Like the
Mhm.
voice, like the voice or the X Factor or whatever. And I'll give credit to them for going on there, right? And all of a sudden, these judges turn around and they go, "Oh, sorry, you're crap," but they're really good. But because someone's got a story, they win. They win, and they kind of like gives them the contract. You got a contract, well done. And all of a sudden, but after a few months, they're gone. You
Right, and
don't
it's
see
all
them.
because they have a good story. It's not because they have talent, but because they have a good story. You're absolutely right.
They might as well just bring Sesame Street back, wouldn't they? Put them on there.
Right? takes takes enough talent to get in a bird suit than it does to have a good story.
Yeah. Tom and Jerry, folks. Tom and Jerry. Yeah.
Good show, but yeah, no, I agree with you. A lot of these people don't seem to want it bad enough or don't seem to put the effort forth to deserve it.
Yeah, yeah. See, I ain't got nothing against. I say this to everybody, right? I say this to every ETA that comes on. I say, look, I haven't got nothing against ETAs. They do a good job, and thank God for them through this crisis that we're in at the moment with the COVID to keeping us happy. But come on, you come to a point when you watch some ETAs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get done for this again, what I'm about to say. But I always say it, I always do, and this is my opinion. You come to a point when you watch some places, and there's some Elvis ETAs who can't sing.
You're right. No, you're absolutely right. And you go, man, when are you going to hang it up? This is not for you.
It's not, and it's like, and what gets me is when you got these Elvis people, they're dressed up, all Elvis, fine, I've got nothing problems with that. Honestly, I haven't got no problems. But when they go out shopping with it,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
or in the,
no.
or go down the high street in a Cadillac or their car and everything, or go into a butcher's and go, "Hey man, you know what I mean? My name is Elvis Presley. I want a dozen pork chops."
Right? Walk into McDonald's or a pub and be like, hey, man, thank you very much. Give me a beer, man. No,
Yeah.
that's taking it too far. Absolutely.
They do that. I won't shut up, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, baby.
I haven't got nothing against CTAs. Honestly, truthfully, they do a wonderful job. But come on, they should get rid of some people who can't do it because
Oh,
really, they're putting the ETAs who's doing a good job down and not giving them a good reputation. You know what I mean?
no,
That's all I'm
absolutely. They
saying.
make Elvis look like a joke, like a caricature, and I
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely agree. You put on the jumpsuit at age 80 and you're out there with your karaoke machine. Come on, man.
Okay. How many jumpsuits have you got?
I actually don't have any. I have a lot of the two-piece stuff that he wore in 72, 71. And I have 3 stage suits that I wear, and I have about 2 or 3 of the silk puffy shirts. The two-piece stuff is more comfortable for me than the jumpsuits are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I watched Elvis person the other day on YouTube in pajamas.
You're kidding.
Nope, 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 nope. Honestly, he was wearing pajamas. He had a wig on, Elvis wig, pair of pajamas, and a pair of what they called those shoes or something, whatever what they're called. What Elvis used to wear.
The
No, what
boots, and blue suede shoes.
or whatever they used to. Not the blue suede shoes. No, it was these pinchers. What they call them, the shoes. Anyway, so can you imagine it? He's had a wig on. You know, he's had his pajamas on, and he's got his shoes on. Right? And I'm thinking, what's happening here? Is he just woken up or something?
Right? What did he put in the coffee?
What do we put? Like, yeah, you know what I mean. Much
I know.
I thought, God, it's Halloween already. God, but
Elvis is probably turning over his grave, going, "God, no."
oh, but no. But do you ever see sites like that over where you are?
You know, at times when you see it more in Memphis when they have the convention, and you see it's funny that you said that because I was in Memphis in 2017, and there was a guy, bless his heart, that was in like a onesie. He was like 80 years old. It looked like he had, the fake teeth, and
Mm,
there he was in his little onesie Elvis. It looked like pajamas walking
mm,
around Memphis. And it's like,
mm,
I asked one of the guys who lived down there, I said, "Do you see this all the time? Like, is this normal?" And
mm,
he's like, "Yeah, yep, all the
mm,
time."
mm.
And it's like, you know, gee-
But at the end of
geez.
the day, you gotta, you can't put down a trial, can you?
No, you really can't. And it's,
No,
I always say, and my parents always say, to each his own, you know.
of course they are. Yeah, it's when you see somebody dressed up as Elvis on a Zimmer frame going through a shopping precinct, isn't it?
Right. I don't see it a lot here in Wisconsin where I am, but in Memphis, you see it, I guess, all the time, and it's just like,
Yeah,
oh, there's a guy coming for his cup of coffee in an Elvis costume.
yeah. It's the only pair of clothing they got. It's an Elvis costume.
That's right. That's
That's
right. I
it.
mean, over by you, do you guys have a big Elvis following in the UK?
Oh yeah, they've got plenty of them over here in this country. They've got Porthcawl, which is I've never been there, but
I have not either.
Porthcawl in Wales is well known in the UK, and there's loads of places for Elvis. It's well known. It's well, lots of thousands and thousands of people all over the world go there.
I always wondered, had the colonel not been so strict on him, would he have gone, over there?
Well, I think he came to England a few times, didn't he, Elvis?
Yeah,
You
in
know?
the '50s, in the '60s. Yep.
Yeah. I think he did come over here a few times. And I know they were trying to put him. Can you imagine Elvis now if he was on like um, a morning TV program now? He won't go on there, would he? He won't go on there. He'd just say, no, not for me, thank you.
No, he'd probably put his own spin on it. I could still see him not being as flamboyant, but I could see him still putting his own spin on it and not giving yes or no. Hey, baby, I think that, well, maybe if you like, you do it. You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah, I can see him still doing that
Yeah.
frequently, because I'm sure Priscilla would have something to say, considering she's in charge of Elvis Presley Enterprises now. But
Yeah. I just don't understand that, because they got divorced.
right.
So they got divorced, and all of a sudden, when he died, Priscilla took everything over, like Elvis Enterprises, all the estate and everything. I can't understand that. Did Elvis put that in his will?
I think that was Vernon, his father. I want to say it was Vernon because Vernon thought she knew him when he was not famous. Now that she knows him, that he's famous, and that she would be the only one trustworthy enough to handle it in a sophisticated way, and she knew the business to that point at that time.
Hmm.
because the
Mm.
girl he married or was going to marry, I don't know. There's been a lot of stories, there's a lot of hearsay on it. But Ginger, that young girl that he was with when he passed, I feel like she only wanted him for money, and she didn't
Yeah.
know the
Yeah.
business. She didn't know the estate. She didn't know Lisa. I feel like, to be quite honest with you, Linda Thompson would have been the best second female for him other than Priscilla, because she actually cared, and she said that the reason she left him was because, she couldn't save him from dying. She had saved him from falling asleep with a cheeseburger. There were so many instances where she rescued him that she knew she couldn't rescue him, so she had to leave.
Yeah. How about Mindy Miller? Because he was going out with Mindy Miller for a while.
Yep, he went out with her for a little bit too, and I liked her. I liked her as well. I didn't ever really get a good feeling for Ginger, ever, did I?
No. Okay. So before I end this interview, thank you very much for coming on. We had a good
Absolutely.
conversation.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really been an honor.
Brilliant. And what I would love to do is have you back sometime, and you can do some singing for us or something, and that'd be good, wouldn't it?
That would be wonderful. I would love that.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll get my wife to book you in a minute, because she does all my bookings. You know what I mean?
That's
So
always got to have the right hand man on your side.
yeah.
Or
So
woman.
I'll get her to do all that for me. But in the meantime, thank you very much for coming on. And
Thank you so much for having me. I
have you
appreciate
been
it.
on my have you been on my Crossroads page yet?
I looked at some of the stuff, yes, and I hit that like button.
Yeah, good. Can you go back on there, go into reviews, and leave me like a review, please, for me?
Absolutely.
Say
Absolutely.
Steve was a pain in the backside.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No. But honestly, Aaron, right? Thank you very much for coming on. Thank you very much for contacting me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you've been brilliant, and thank you. And what we're going to do next time, we're going to talk more about what you do as well, promote you more, and we're going to listen to your singing and everything. Then what we'll do then, we'll put you on our radio and everything, and get you out there, because I think you're really good. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
And
thank you for having me.
And please pass the word on about me.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I will.
Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
If I haven't already, I'm going to hit that like button, and absolutely I will share your page.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is where you've got to escape now, folks. Right, folks. Tonight we got two more acts to go. We got not acts. We got at 6 o'clock. Is it? What we got at 6 o'clock? We got we've got let's find out first. Russ Stallion. He's not a stallion, but he's Russ Stallion at 6. Then at 8 o'clock we got Susan, the wonderful Susan Lee. So please come back and join us. Please share our page. Thank you very much to Aaron. Brilliant. And see you very soon. Bye-bye. God bless everybody.